It is the Riot Podcast, the Monday, March 13th edition. We have a good weekend, everybody.
Pretty
Solid,
good.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Enjoyable, even though it was a short weekend.
Mm-hmm. We lost an hour.
The shortest weekend of the year. That actually, when you think of it that way, that should be a positive. There will be no weekend the rest of the year that'll be shorter than this one.
This will be it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a nice positive spin if you want to take a good positive outlook on life. Okay, let's move along. That's enough of that.
I don't want any more positive stuff if you don't mind, because we're still reeling from losing the hour, so that's
right.
okay.
So today on the show, we talked about gymtimidation.
Yeah.
Why everyone's so intimidated of the gym, how you can avoid it.
And I feel like the answer I got was you can't. Is what I just feel like you can't avoid being gymtimidated, because at least based off of the tips that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I just think there's a lot to it. I mean, some people get intimidated by like the locker room stuff.
Yeah.
Some people get intimidated by mostly the weights, because maybe you don't even know like how to do it's not a set, but like you don't know how to do a full workout and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the things was like, oh, don't be afraid to ask. But at most gyms, if you ask like one of the people, they're going to try to sell you a package to like work out with you.
Yes.
So they're not going to like help you for free.
Yeah.
So I think there is a lot of
get
intimidation.
a personal trainer deal.
Which is why it's still looking for a gym friend if anybody wants to go with me. That'd be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you brought up something we didn't even talk about. There was no tips for the locker room side of things.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like for ladies, but for guys, it's crazy. Going in like the locker room at the gym.
Sure.
If you go to a gym that has, especially Isaiah, have you noticed this, like older folks?
Or me.
Or you. That just walk around.
Walk around naked.
Yeah, there's some age cutoff where it's just like, I don't care who sees. And I don't know what exactly the age is, but it's when you're getting on in years. And you just
they don't care.
It's almost like not even you don't care. It's like I want everyone to see.
See, in the ladies' locker room, though, I feel like privacy's more like it's fine, because I've only ever gone to Planet Fitness before, and they just have the little cubbies and the showers and the changing cubbies. So like there's tons of privacy and stuff, but it's just a lot.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot
to handle.
You just never know.
And like for the girls too, like there's usually not as many girls at the gym. It's usually more men, so the men's locker room is a little more packed with people.
Yeah.
All right.
Not my favorite part of it.
There it is.
I'll say it. Not my favorite part.
Yeah. We also talked about the correct way to reference to men or women. Are we saying ma'am, Mr., Miss, Sir, pal, buddy, dear?
We had some additional options that came along after we talked about it. Well, I think that was just like some people were saying, why not just do Mr. or Miss and then the person's last name?
Yeah.
So what did we think about that?
No, I mean,
that wasn't covered the first
can't we
time
just
around.
learn the person's name? Is that going to make it easier? Be like, I guess you would say, ma'am, what's your name? Never mind. Miss, what's your name? That does come first. Listen, you're going to offend someone or you're going to make their day. It's fine.
Yeah, you never know. You're right. The same thing you could say to one person that they would hate.
Could be.
Would be the same thing that we could say to Nikki, and it would make her day. So I don't know what to do.
Well, just listen if you have any additional terms that you think someone should be called. Make sure you text in and tell us.
We also talked about how water bottles have more bacteria than toilet seats.
Yes.
And I had an interesting take on this one.
Okay.
Not based off of that, but similar, right?
Okay, sure.
I have a question about like washing hands and whatnot, you know?
Yeah.
And so like when you go to the bathroom, you're supposed to wash your hands or whatever, right?
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to. Clearly, not all of us do.
Yeah.
And me personally, I think that like when you go to the bathroom, it's kind of odd, the whole like washing your hands thing, because like you would think like in your pants. That's
I don't
like
know. Should I excuse myself?
no.
for the rest
Okay,
of
it's
this?
okay.
Hang on.
That should be like I feel like your hands are like the dirtiest thing, right?
Yeah.
They're dirtier than.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying you going
So you
to the
should wash
bathroom.
the rest of your
You
parts
should wash
in
your
the
hands
bathroom.
before you even go to the bathroom.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
You should wash before, and then and then you just go, and then you're good to go.
Well, I think maybe it's just about then you spreading bathroom germs as you go out and about afterwards, because they say like norovirus and a lot of others, that's the fastest. Those type of germs are the fastest way to spread whatever the sickness is.
Yeah. So we should scrub in and scrub out.
I think you should just be continuously scrubbing. But I think one of the grossest things about going to the bathroom as a man is using the urinal or the toilet, wherever you use, and being able to feel urine coming back on you.
Oh, you guys have it rough.
That
then.
is bad.
And
we could just not use the urinal. We can just go sit down.
Yeah.
You could just sit down, which would be the best way to do it. But it's just so convenient to stand. And if you ever go to the bathroom, this is the good way to tell. If you ever go to the bathroom in your house and you just go without like shoes or socks on, that's a good way for you to
But
tell.
I don't have a urinal in my house.
But even if you just go in the regular toilet, if you go in the regular toilet and you stand, that's how much urine is getting on you.
Well, I always hate because the extra trash bags are in the guys' bathroom.
Yeah.
And nothing is worse.
They are?
Well, a lot of times.
Upstairs, you mean?
Yeah, upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And it's the worst having to go in there because that urinal thing is intimidating. It's so weird looking.
The urinal intimidates
you? It is so weird.
You know, I think they make urinals for women's now, too.
You should see a trough, Nikki.
Yeah.
You should see a trough.
You know what? No, what the worst part is on your note is when you go into the bathroom and it hasn't been, like, we probably get it cleaned, like, what, once a week? And so by the end of the week, you can see all the spot on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
From
Where all the splashback
Where all the splashback, where all the urine is. It's just a urine spot.
Yeah.
Well, I think, wasn't it you? I told you the other week, you used the women's restroom.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I have no problem if guys use the women's restroom here. But when I went in, I was like, oh my gosh, it looked like there was pee all over the floor. Like, come on. But what it actually is you wash your hands and then the paper towel thing is right over the same spot. And so at first it looked like you peed everywhere. And then I was like, no, he just washed his hands and then went and grabbed the towel. That's what I'm telling myself.
You're telling yourself that. I've realized I have a problem. I feel like nobody else splashes as much water around the bathroom when they wash their hands as I do. Maybe it's because Isaiah doesn't wash his hands.
Could be.
And so I don't have many other people to compare it to. But I feel like I get water everywhere when I wash my hands.
Based off my trip in after you, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I just don't know why.
So maybe if
do
you
I have big hands?
Use the women's restroom, don't wash your hands again. It's weird.
Yeah. Use the hand sanitizer in the lobby.
Yeah, that's
I got
better.
One other option. What if, when you if we walked in and there was a glove dispenser, and so instead of washing your hands, you just put on gloves, like disposable gloves, latex gloves, to go to the bathroom and then take them off.
Okay,
and then you wouldn't have to wash your hands.
A lot of work.
That feels a lot of waste, and
it's not wasteful because it's sanitary.
Yeah, but then
it's serving a purpose.
Then you just have trash bags full of, gloves and stuff.
And I don't wash my hands anyway.
Yeah, so all right,
I know,
guys,
so this would be better.
Guys, we've been talking about this for 8 minutes.
Would you rather wash your hands or
have gloves?
or have bathroom gloves?
I would rather do the good old rinse-a-roo, the real quick one. Water, no soap. Continue
I think
on
you're just
making
making things worse if you do that.
I don't like your idea. I think that's weird. So, all right, make sure you text and say hi at 877-2-RADIO-U, and we'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
The rest of the podcast is shorter than this intro.
Pretty much.
We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
People get intimidated going to the gym. Can anyone confirm?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, it could be a lot.
All right. I've got gym experts here, Nikki and Isaiah, and I mean gym like going to the gym, not Jim the dog, although you're also an expert on that. But I want to hear from you guys what you think of these tips from other experts for not being intimidated when you go to the gym. Want to see what you think of these. First
Even
of
though,
all,
Isaiah, I don't think you're intimidated, are you? Are you comfortable?
I'm used to it now.
You're used to it?
But there was a point in time, right?
Yes, I think so.
But for people, I mean, that's probably the top tip is just keep going. And eventually,
you'll eventually get comfortable.
Yeah, eventually. But if it's
someone's still going, they're like, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah,
I haven't figured it out yet. How long do I have to be doing this for?
Tip number 1 is remember that if you are new at the gym and you are feeling anxious or intimidated, that's normal.
That's good.
Don't build on your anxiety by being like, oh, this is like nobody else feels this way. It's normal to feel anxious when you start going to the gym. Number 2, there's no such thing as a gym body.
Oh.
Yeah. Over 40% of people admit to feeling conscious about their fitness levels and appearance at the gym, but you need to remember that there's no such thing as like like your body. There's not you don't have to look a certain way to be able to go to the gym. Are we right on that?
Can we get some good tips?
Yeah.
These aren't helping anybody.
Well,
what do you mean? These are from experts.
Basic tips to help out.
I think just hearing this stuff, when you get started, it's important to hear, right?
I think it depends on which gym you're going to and which
Yes.
section of the gym you go to. Because you can be more intimidated if you go to like the weight section where people are more possibly having more perfect bodies.
Oh, yeah. Well, the next tip is lifting weights isn't as bad as it seems.
That's the more intimidating part.
That's where you get intimidated?
Oh, yeah. You can go hide in the treadmill section and
no one will see you.
No one will see you. And you're just there to watch a show.
But you can do a treadmill at home.
I know, but at least you're getting out.
You're in the gym now.
I guess that's a start. That's a start. But the weights, that's why I guess you can lift weights at home too. But there's a lot of equipment in the weight room that you wouldn't probably ordinarily be able to have at home very realistically.
That's the intimidating side.
But that is the intimidating side. But I think we always have to remember that most people aren't looking at you when you're over in the weight place either, right? Like they're not keeping as close an eye on you. They're probably thinking the same thing that you are of, I hope no one sees that I'm not lifting very much. What is going through your mind when you're in the weight room, Isaiah?
When I'm going through the weight room?
Yeah.
Just getting in and out of there as quickly as I possibly can.
So you're not noticing everything else?
See, I think that the number one thing you need to know when you go to the gym is everyone is paying attention to you way less than you think. Like if you think someone noticed something, they didn't notice it. If you think you look weird, no one's paying attention to you. Like no one is looking at you at any point in time during the gym.
Let me ask you this before I get to the last tip, and that is, do you ever get concerned that someone will correct you on your form or something like that, as in like out of
like
serious
you were doing
concern?
it wrong?
Yeah, because if you're in the gym, right, and you're doing different weight stuff, some of it can be dangerous if you're doing it wrong. So do you get concerned, or do you welcome if somebody wants to come up to you and be like, hey, you don't want to do that with the whatever machine because you might hurt yourself? Do you think that, first of all, does that ever happen to you guys?
I don't think anyone would ever do that.
You don't think a random person would do that?
Never.
I don't know. I think
you
I've
see
heard
sometimes
stories.
at like gyms.
Yeah.
If you go to like, I think
really weightlifting.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to Planet Fitness, they're not
doing
no
that.
one's gonna do that. So I think that if you, because it's happened so much, especially on TikTok recently. Like if you're on like gym TikTok, so many people get like canceled at the gym for like looking at someone or saying something to where like I think now when people go to the gym, they are just so worried about getting in trouble or looking silly that they just like stay in their own lane, get their workout done, and just leave.
Ooh, that's a good. That's actually a good branch to take off of this tree. The not getting canceled at the gym. Mm-hmm. You got any tips for that?
Just
stay
go
in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
That was it.
Don't look at anybody. Just go work out.
I think you could get in trouble even when you're not looking at people.
Nope.
How about here's the first thing that jumps to mind: wearing sunglasses.
In the gym?
Yeah.
If you wear just sunglasses in the gym, you should never return.
Then nobody can see where you're looking.
If
then
you
can't
walk
get
in the gym with
trouble.
sunglasses, you should never
They
return.
can say, I know you were looking at me, and you can
You
say, no,
should
you
feel
don't because I'm wearing
self-conscious.
sunglasses.
If you
can't-
walk into the gym wearing sunglasses, you should feel self-conscious.
I feel like someone's going to have a talk with you if you are wearing them, even if you're not doing anything wrong.
You aren't doing anything wrong. You're just wearing sunglasses.
People are gonna
Is
text
there a
in
law
tomorrow
against that?
and be like, Hudson, I wore sunglasses at the gym, and 10 people approach me and ask what's wrong with me. That's what's going to happen.
And just explain, I don't want people to think I'm looking at them.
But if you want to feel self-conscious, wear those shades. Wear them in there. Do it.
The last tip is there's no
The
shame in
sunglasses
asking
thing
for help.
was not a tip.
It's not a tip.
It's a tip from me. There's no shame in asking for help is the final tip. Is if you don't want to hurt yourself or you don't know how to do something, feel free to ask somebody for help
while you're doing it.
That wouldn't be intimidating.
Yeah, that's not tough at all.
That'd
is
be
it?
super easy in the gym.
As a man, I love asking for help.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite things.
Hey,
Do it
no
all
one
the
likes
time.
asking for help, all right? No one.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
4 presidents of the United States are going into outer space. And I'm not talking about the band from the 90s. I'm talking about actual U.S. presidents.
Are we talking like their ashes or their collectible, like a picture, or what do we mean?
We're talking DNA is what we're looking at. So ashes, maybe not, but I can't believe this. I guess it should be believable, but they say the DNA of George Washington. They still have the DNA of George Washington?
Well, I bet.
How do they do that?
I don't know.
What were they saving in George Washington times where they're like, let's keep this DNA?
But maybe
they didn't even know what it was.
Maybe they were always just like, hey, starting from now on for presidents, these are the things that they keep from him.
His wooden teeth, does that have his DNA on it?
Yeah, was that George Washington?
It was, but
Yeah.
I think that might have been like
That might have been all
things.
presidents back then.
Yeah, wooden teeth. That's just like when you think about that, that makes you get splinters and like you drink stuff and then like you think your teeth look bad now. Wait till you get wood stained with coffee and wine and whatever. Like that would look
Maybe
horrible.
that was affordable and like
It
that's
might have
just what
been-
you did.
I guess it's better than having no teeth at all, probably. At least you could chew. So, anyways, George Washington, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, and Ronald Reagan are going to be on board.
the DNA, because again,
Their
if you
DNA,
just tuned in, you're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, this is their DNA. It's going to be on a spacecraft that's going into space, because that's what spacecrafts are meant to do, later this year. It's from a company called Celestis Inc., and they say this is going to be humanity's first deep space time capsule.
All right.
So they're sending this out. I don't know who's supposed to find it one day, but it's going to include, among other things, it is going to include DNA from 4 former U.S. presidents. Also, it looks like it'll also contain the cremated remains of more than 200 individuals.
So famous people?
So nobody wants to find this thing.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
You're like, what's all that?
Looks like Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry is going to be in there.
Oh, gosh.
As well as other members of the Star Trek original series, including Nichelle Nichols, who just recently passed away, DeForest Kelley. Okay, we don't need to list all the Star Trek
Some
people.
other former astronauts. Oh, they're like, in quotes, guest list. Oh, gosh. No, thank you. It's weird. I didn't know this until like a few flights ago when they were going to do a go out, circle, come back.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, what's the point of that? But they do a lot of these flights because they'll send things with it that then come back down to Earth.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, it's been to space, and then they can do things with it. I don't know. So it just seems like it's one of those flights. Or it stays out there and it never comes back.
I think it's supposed to stay out there, and somebody's supposed to, it's a time cap. I guess maybe it will be orbiting the Earth. And then we would have the option, if it's just orbiting, of going out and getting it. But they did say deep space time capsule. It makes it sound to me like they're going to send it out somewhere.
It'll never come back.
And then the aliens can find it one day and clone our presidents.
You want to know how they have the DNA from the former presidents?
I would love to find out.
Hair samples. All former presidents have hair samples.
It makes sense, unless they're bald.
Yeah, they're. Oh my gosh, you're right.
That's a nice way around that one.
They say that there's a collection along with certifications of authenticity that were gifted to this mission by an anonymous donor so that they can be included in the space mission.
Now I need to know, has there ever been a bald president?
I don't know. That's on you to look up and tell us if there has been.
I'm checking right now. We haven't voted for a bald president since Dwight D. Eisenhower is one of them. So how do they have his hair sample?
I don't know.
It must be one of his other hairs.
It's going to space.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
I've got what I think is a simple question, Nikki.
Yeah. Is it for me then? The question's for me.
It's for you, but I don't know why Isaiah's here actually, but I did invite him.
Probably because I'm the one who uses it the most.
You are? You okay, why don't you ask the question?
Is it okay to use the word ma'am?
Yeah.
Oh, like if someone says ma'am to you?
Yeah, can we call you ma'am?
It's not my favorite.
No?
It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I use ma'am all the time.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I'll be...
supposed to be a respectful thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it feels like it depends on like if you're at work and stuff. And it's not like I'll give you guys any other alternatives that I particularly care for.
Miss.
Besides
I use that even more.
Miss is the only other one that because I'm reading this and it's, it's kind of a bunch of women, it looks like on Reddit, saying how they don't like being called ma'am. And so miss is like the alternative, but and I think from how I'm understanding it, is miss feels like young.
Yeah.
And so then once you get called a ma'am, all of a sudden now you're an old woman.
This person said they felt their youthful privilege slipping away. That's a bit much on that.
Is that how you feel if somebody calls you ma'am?
I don't know. What did I get on Friday? Someone was like, sweetie. And I thought,
well, you can't do that.
That one's a bit weirder too. But I mean, I'd even prefer that over ma'am. Probably.
You would take sweetie over ma'am?
Ma'am just feels more official, like Ma'am, can I help you?
So then, so why is that a problem then?
Well, it just feels not well, we could do better than it. How about that?
You can do better.
We can do better.
With Miss.
With Miss.
Is that
Sure.
what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Or Sweetie.
Sweetie's fine.
What about Sunshine? What are we saying on
Sunshine?
Sunshine?
I actually think that's a great one.
That is a good one,
huh?
isn't
It's
it?
fun. It's not doesn't take it too seriously, but it's not like it's.
I don't know.
That's
You feel like
perfect.
it sounds a little like sarcastic though.
No, I don't think so.
Like if someone's
Sunshine?
like, "Thanks, Sunshine." Doesn't that feel a little bit?
Well,
like,
if you're saying it like that,
what do you mean? How would you say it?
I would say like, thanks, Sunshine.
That's the same way I just
No,
said it.
you said it with a
Hey.
little more inflection.
His is different than how you're saying it.
You said it with kind of like a connotation
Is it just
there.
the messenger? Is it just me?
Could
be
It's
the way
not
you're doing
how
it.
I'm saying it. It's
I
just
also
that
think
I'm
it
saying
does depend on who's saying what because it depends on how you're delivering it to somebody and if they like it or not.
Like, what about, you said sweetie, what about sweetheart?
That's the same.
It's the same?
Yeah.
See, I would
I like
never,
using sweetheart too.
I would never say sweetheart.
Never?
No, that sounds so diminutive to me.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you using?
Diminutive /
You don't like sweetheart. You don't like sunshine.
No,
What
I
do you-
like sunshine.
You just said you didn't
No,
like
I didn't.
it.
I feel like it could be a little sarcastic.
Okay.
Like you're trying to get the person to cheer up. Like, it's like in a word, it's like, why don't you smile more often?
Pucker up, sunshine.
Yeah.
Now it is getting now.
But sweetheart sounds so like, it's almost like flirtatious in a way, but also talking down to somebody.
No.
Don't you think?
I think you can always be flirtatious.
And you can also always be talking down.
Yeah, that's right.
That is the
It's
problem.
one of my favorite things to do is
Well,
talk
then
down
what
to
do you
others.
guys prefer instead of like sir?
I know,
or-
because sir, I
else
understand the
do we
man
have?
thing, because sir also sounds like an old man, like it's too official, too.
Mr.
I like Mister.
Oh my
Mister?
gosh, Mister.
Mister.
Gee, thanks, Mister.
Yeah, you're right. That does feel off
Yeah.
a bit.
The worst, I'll tell you the one you can't use.
Uh-huh.
The one you can't use is buddy.
Oh, yeah.
If you call me buddy, you
Yeah.
might as well, let's just face up right now. I guess we're going to have to fight. That's just how it's
I
going to
hate
go.
buddy.
If
I
you
do
call me
hate
buddy,
buddy, no.
unless you're my buddy. If you're my buddy,
But,
then that's
yeah.
okay. If
What
you're
about
my friend,
pal? Is pal okay?
pal's better than buddy.
Uh-huh.
As long as you're my, yet again, if you're my friend. But if you're not my friend, I don't really know you, I don't ever want you to call me buddy. Ever.
Buddy is the worst. There was a manager I had at Panera who called everybody buddy, as in like all of the workers
Yeah.
and all of the customers,
Really?
Oh, no.
male and female alike.
Oh, that's not good.
Buddy's the worst.
That
But
is-
he didn't last long because he locked himself out of the store one morning, so he got fired.
he had some issues.
Yeah, he didn't do very well. The buddy thing wasn't even. It's crazy that wasn't even the worst thing about him. So
Well, they said that, for the longest time, miss, ma'am, buddy, all that has been around. You can't control how people see you, but you have the right to assert how you'd like to be seen and how'd you like to be called.
yeah. So do we need to like in the service industry just totally wipe ma'am and sir out
Yeah, let's take those out
and
and
just
let's
go with sunshine,
Sunshine is a great
Miss,
one.
I think Miss is good.
sweetie,
Sweetie,
You never go wrong with those.
and friend?
friend.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Oh.
How can I
Old
help
buddy,
you, friend?
old pal.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
The Riot. Radio U.
All right, Nikki, you are well known for drinking a ton of water here at Radio U.
I try. It might look like it. I think I get more in during the show, and then maybe you could say I taper off the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But I try my best.
I'm the opposite. I drink a lot of coffee during the show, and then I transition to water later in the day.
Ooh.
I go through a lot. Would you consider you always have a water bottle,
I do.
a comically large one at some times?
No, but look at my
some
one
periods.
today.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's a small one.
Oh, that's
It's,
right.
It's this viral Starbucks one. It's like this
Does
glass.
it say something?
Starbucks.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's like the recyclable collection.
Yeah.
And I set
So
it to.
wait, you're gonna recycle it?
No, but it's made from, like it's just glass.
Okay.
And it was becoming really popular, and I would keep sending it to Eric. I was like, hey, could you go look for this for me? And then he did on Saturday, and he got the last
Oh,
one.
so that's new.
Yeah, I got it Saturday.
So you swapped out your old. What did you do with your old water bottle?
I still have them.
You still have them?
I've got the ones where it's like, here's your entire day of water in one bottle. But it's hard to carry those around. This, I feel like, is too small because I keep having to refill it.
What is it, like 16
16 ounces,
Yeah, you
yeah.
got to do that a couple times, supposedly. Okay, well, if it's brand new, I don't think you have to be concerned, but I did want to bring this up to you, and this is something for me as well, that if you have, some people call it your emotional support water bottle.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You got your water bottle.
Is that what you would call it?
No, because I leave those relationships for new ones. So, I will turn to a new water bottle.
You're a serial water bottler.
I am.
But if you have a water bottle you stick with for a long time, apparently it's pretty nasty. According to a recent study from waterfilterguru.com, they found that reusable water bottles can harbor 40,000 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat.
Oh, I bet you that is true.
It's
no question.
Doesn't that feel surprising though that it's that vast of a difference between that and a toilet seat?
Because I don't think we don't clean out our water bottles. They just get thrown around. So they're touching things.
Yeah.
And again, we don't clean them out. I watched this one lady's TikTok. I just rolling because she was crying. She was sobbing.
Yeah.
She had an emotional water bottle. And when she opened up her car door, it fell out of the car door down a storm drain thing. And so a police officer was nearby and he was reaching down to get her.
He helped her get it out.
And she'd still use this thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it was in the sewer.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. But she
I know that's
had
not
to
good for the sewer, but
she had to have her water bottle back.
Jeez.
And so I don't think we clean ours or change ours out as much as we should.
I normally might get offended by you saying we so much, but it's true. My water bottle, I know this is a stupid mindset when I say it out loud, but it's just it's only water in there. It's water in my mouth. Why would I need to clean it? But you do. Part of the problem is your mouth, like any of our mouths, are so gross. And so they do kind of the experts admit that the bacteria on your water bottle, although it's a ton of it, it may not necessarily be stuff that's going to make you sick because it's the same bacteria. Basically your mouth already has all this bacteria. But it's still crazy to hear 40,000 times more bacteria that is on your toilet seat, which also tells me whenever we hear these studies that your toilet seat is remarkably clean.
Cleaner than you think it is.
Yeah, because it really just touches, it doesn't even touch, it's your legs.
Yeah.
And your legs are probably, what are they touching? The inside of your pants. So they're probably fine, actually. But it also, now this is what was more shocking to me and what I don't understand is that your water bottle, if you have a reusable one, also has way more bacteria on it than, say, your kitchen sink, which we know are notoriously dirty. But this was the crazy one, that it has more bacteria on it than your pet's water bowl.
Ew, really?
Yeah, 14 times more bacteria than their pet's drinking bowl. I don't understand.
So you're saying I should take my dog's water bowl as
and
my
drink
water
out
bottle?
of it? Yeah,
Just
and
take it
use
with me
that,
each
which is
day?
crazy because that feels like that'd be gross because it sits on the ground.
But then the other one, our water bottle goes everywhere with us. So it's probably picking up just greater amounts of other bacteria.
Yeah.
And I know the straw is nasty. I know that part is the worst. So whatever you're drinking out of, you got, here it is. So what you're saying, Hudson, is that we should go out and buy a new one.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could just sanitize your water bottle. But buying one sounds better.
Listen, my health, we don't want to risk that. So I feel like you're just, again, saying everyone should buy a new
water bottle. Or you could just buy non-reusable water bottles. Like just Aquafina or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Not the
plastic
actress. I mean, you can just buy the brand Aquafina and just drink it.
That's the brand you went with? All right.
You don't like Aquafina?
No.
What do you like?
I like this volcano water.
Yeah, well, we can't all afford that like you, Nikki.
It's not expensive.
This is a show for normal people.
It's not expensive.
Not for the rich folk.
All right. Well, okay. Excuse me as I go look for even more reusable water bottles because it's not safe for us to keep ours probably past a week.
Yeah, definitely not. Just throw that thing out. It's going to make you sick.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.